Tigger and I just had this conversation, but it fits right now. You know, suddenly, whether it's poisoning or whether it's somatic or whether it's in my own energy, Tigger witnessed a murder about 3 weeks ago of her only kin in the cat world. Her leader and her lover that she was a cripple when I brought her home. She still has a kink in her tail. And she survived, what, 6, 7 years? Right? She's so beautiful. I know. See, she's hurting right now. And what's so terrible? I find, like, as a witness of Christ, is very similar to that thing. She watched the whole thing happen. If I could download her memory, the criminal would be caught. It'd be over and done with. But no matter what I did to, or anything, anyone, anywhere could do to the perpetrator that killed Sophia, Tigger, the only living being on Earth, with her last best friend, who Sophia, she already naturally knew as a cat's bond of knowing their place in the pack, of who they are. And being that all and nothing I being. Saw the whole thing. And now is very sick. And the only thing I can do is pray. She'll get better. I have a new kitten in my life right now. Her name was gonna be, I mean it is, but Sophie, as a change but non-change, to help Tigger. Because she can't understand, and she can't. Her friend is the one that's there for her, of her own kind. If she picked Sophia, as knowing that Sophia was bonded to me as the most mine, and took that second place. But I was the one, Sophia was never damaged. And I brought Tigger back to life from the dead, when nobody, even the Humane Society, wouldn't come for her. 313. She was stuck in the back cage with dogs that bark constantly. Afraid of dogs the most. Unable to eat. And just cried all day and night. For 2 weeks, I cared for her. Inside the vet's office. When neither the vet, nor the Humane Society, nor whoever brought her there gave any care to her, and just gave up on her at that point. And I said, just like I had before, with so many others. Took Tigger into my home, and even though Gemma was already there, and he was adapting because we were starting a new family, but he was the only one left. Samantha already died when we were alone, and our wife left us in the other place. And so it's just me and Gemma. He's the most scared one, and he's the most true one. If he trusts you, you could do anything with him. He would always ray it. Come into the family, have 2 new children. Sophia just seemed to be like, she showed up like magic before I knew anything about Jesus, before I knew anything about Sophia. And I was already here and there on the track, with the tract in my hand, as all that becomes before me. Yeah, that was 451, wasn't it? And Sophia came in. and then immediately after Tigger. So I had the perfect one, and already the perfect one is the male that carried over from the last place. Got a whole family of a wife and 2 children, trying to balance with that, but he's a scaredy cat, and Samantha just died, so he doesn't have another cat. Sophia called to us as soon as I wanted. Well, there was actually a cat in the interchange that died exactly in 1 year. It was the very best, the sweetest, Callie. So then Gemma bonded to Callie, and it was so sweet because she was like just like a child. She would kiss me on my lips and make the puckering sound at the end of every night on my pillow, as Kristen is my witness. And of all animals, that was the only one of my own I had to put to sleep on my own, as the most pure and innocent of us all. And having that conversation with her and Gemma alone and in a separate place from our home, separate from the wife and the child, the children. It's all one and the same though. To end up with Sophia, that just was God's light that just showed up. Just magically, the highest pitched voice, the little white cat with the gray top, raindrop on its face, not even know where we're going. As the one that's bonding me, it's like, that's who my dad is. That we're together from day in to day out forever, from the moment she saw me. And Tigger comes in as the broken one. Nobody could care for her no matter what. And me as the assistant that was kicked out in the end and even paid to leave the position. Paid on a Friday after I'd cleaned the entire clinic from top to bottom, moved everything that had never been moved for 20 years, cleaned it out, behind, the backs of, the inside out, the filters of everything in that entire clinic. And at the end, right when New System was beginning, I was let go. My debt for taking care of Tigger and Sophia, getting them fixed, getting Tigger x-rayed, and taking them upon me was paid for of $300. I was given 1 week's pay, I believe, to vacate the premises because, well, the doctor was showed up. And the doctor didn't like it. PhD, sitting on their laurels, trying to hold the ladder for everybody, but whoever shows up that shines brighter than them with nothing, they can hold it all, is their enemy. Doesn't that seem a little odd? So here we are, the cats are the only thing congruent with God and a higher purpose that have carried us between barriers, beyond, above, and below, where the cats have been on the same drugs I've been on, and been in the same mind state, the same places, everywhere, regardless of who was fucking with us and who wasn't. Listen to the same music at the same time, all in the same shit. And Sophia is more hardcore than any fucking Vietnam vet I've ever met. Even if you're a vet, you took whatever pain you did. Can you say that 10 days out of your life that you did not eat? Both Tigger and Sophia have conquered that challenge of the mind when I went 5 and 5 and 11 in 1 month. And the church wouldn't feed me because of COVID. These cats are smarter than human beings, it seems sometimes. So now we have a new kitten that's like the opposite and equal to Sophia. She doesn't seem to understand English or pay attention to it, but I know she hears it. And I have to physically act upon her body to make her stop, to balance within me, to prove that I will keep my children in line and not let them pick on each other at the same time as I will, and I'll always be talking over their heads and telling them, well, if you're going to let that happen, then this is what's going to happen. And balancing back and forth, and sometimes protecting them and sometimes letting them beat up on each other. But at the same time, I'm talking over them and telling them what they're doing. And they're playing stupid the whole time, no matter what. So they're going to have to come to. And if they don't, well, they have to come to on the other side once they hit the wall. Because that's all I got left as the father of all human beings. Cats or otherwise, there's only one consciousness. I can hold it down from here. 1051. Be the indweller, they say, in India. No matter what state you're in, if you're not exchanging the mind, holding the corner up top and holding it backwards, whatever that means, number 5 up front, then you ain't even really in. I mean, what else you holding on to? Fuck. What's a life worth? And this is something to give, and if you're in the middle of giving, ain't nobody gonna fucking kill you, I guarantee you that. They're all waiting in line. It seems like a stretch, but the spirit seems to ask me to take a third cat. When I would rather have 0. And whatever comes up against me, we'll have to balance that. I mean, shit, Taylor Swift got the same shit going on. Well, if my cats don't like it, well, this is gonna be, you might go to my bedroom, but if you're gonna hang around the house, you might want to know what's going on, because if these motherfuckers can't stand you, no one can. You're only gonna last so long. If our cats can't get along, well, it's one of two things. Either it doesn't matter if anybody else can get along, and they're all gonna have to get along, because this is how it is. That's love.